All right, hello everyone. I missed you last week. I am Dr. Janet Roark, your essential oil vet, your friendly neighborhood essential oil vet, as I like to say. That's from Spider-Man for those of you that don't get the reference. But yeah, we have a few great questions this week, so I want to make sure I answer them. Some people asked last week, and we didn't do a live last week, so I'll get some of those as well. If you are live and you have a question, or you can't hear me, or something like that, please post your comment and or question in the chat box in the comments section here. And if you're watching the replay, please let me know by doing a hashtag replay so I know if people actually get to see the stuff or not. Facebook used to show my lives to everyone who followed me, and now it's a little trickier, and so I'm trying to figure all this out. Hi, Carol from Dallas. What's up, my friend? Okay, so our first question is from Lynn Harrison. Would diffusing easy air reduced drops overnight cause my 6-month-old pup to vomit and dry retch? Both ensuite and bedroom doors are open. So as long as the dog can leave the area, it's probably not the oils. Just stick with 3 to 4 drops in your diffuser, not 20 drops in there. And as long as the room is open and they can leave, then I would say that's probably not the issue. If you're diffusing more than 3 to 4 drops, it could be. It might just be too strong of a smell for them. And you might want to ease up on that a little bit. Maybe do 2 drops of easy air and a drop of lavender, or 2 drops of lavender, or one of the other calming oils to help sleep at night. But very unlikely that that's the issue. It could be more that they just have an upset tummy from something they ate. 6-month-old puppies tend to chew on things and eat things they're not supposed to, and so vomiting can be really common if they do that. Patricia Johnson Kirby says, are there any oils that are safe around rats? Not cats, but rats. Also, do you have any recommendations for a healthy boost for mini cattle? Thanks. So the first question, are any oils safe around rats, is yes, absolutely. Actually, most of the safety testing on animals was done on rats and rabbits. And so we have a lot of data for that information thanks to Robert Tisserand. And now most of that data is based on individual constituents of oils, not the full oil itself. But the full oil itself is generally more safe than the individual constituents because there's more than just that one constituent in it. And so most oils are actually very, very safe around rats. You just want to dilute appropriately for their size. So a 1% or a 2% dilution is totally fine with rats. They're omnivores just like people, and so they do really well with metabolizing essential oils, unlike cats, which are not omnivores. They're obligate carnivores, and so they lack a liver enzyme that is important for metabolizing certain things. Rats don't have that problem, and you just have to factor in their small size, and they actually do really, really well with essential oils, internally, topically, and diffused. As far as the next question, do you have any recommendations for a healthy boost for mini cattle? I really like On Guard. You can actually give it internally, and there have been studies for both oregano and thyme essential oil being given internally to help prevent a lot of issues. And the amount that is safe for cattle is very, very high because they are herbivores. They metabolize essential oils very, very well. They actually love them, and you can actually use essential oils to support a super healthy natural lifestyle for your cattle. And if they just need a little extra immune support kind of situation, On Guard, oregano, and thyme are going to be your best bet. Cheryl Ward Lefebvre says, oils for itching for my dog and flea and tick oils to keep away to get away from the meds. Is there anything that can replace heartworm medication? So there's multiple questions here. As far as itching is there are a lot of oils that can help with itching. Now, itching in general usually indicates some underlying issue as well. So, always with itching, you need to address diet and supplementation. So, making sure they're on a CBC's appropriate diet that is healthy, not kibble, and a multivitamin like Nuvet Plus if you're in the United States, a omega-3 supplement, fish oil, it works really, really well, and a probiotic and a digestive enzyme supplementation. So those supplements every dog should be on. Okay, that really, really helps with itching. There's a lot of different reasons for that. I don't have time to get into that right now particularly. But that is what I would recommend. Topically, you can use your skin soothing oils, things like helichrysum, lavender, petitgrain, Roman chamomile, juniper berry if there's a rash. All of those work really, really well. As far as flea and tick, we want to repel the fleas and ticks, and we can do that with repelling oils like cedarwood, TerraShield, lemongrass. There's so many different ones out there. I really like TerraShield. It's already diluted. As far as anything to replace heartworm medication, the only way to completely prevent heartworm disease 100% is to completely prevent mosquito bites. And that is almost impossible. And therefore, I am one of those veterinarians that does recommend heartworm medication. You can give it, you don't have to give it at the frequency necessarily, and you don't have to give it when there's no mosquitoes around. So if you live in Michigan and there's only mosquitoes, 6 months out of the year, now granted, those 6 months there's a lot of mosquitoes, but when it's winter time and there's no mosquitoes, you don't have to actually give heartworm medication. So just keep that in mind. Work with your regular veterinarian on that. If you have additional questions about that and the frequencies that I recommend, please join the Essential Oil Vet membership. It's very low cost, $27 a month, or you can get a whole year for $270 and get 2 months free by going to essentialoilvet.com/members. Eileen, I'm not even going to try and say your last name, my friend. What is safe to use on my 5-pound chihuahua to stop itchy paws? So same thing, we talked about itching, so Cheryl just asked that question. Paws in particular, you can actually do little apple cider vinegar soaks. So you do like a 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar per gallon of water and do little foot soaks. And that helps dry up the yeast and things like that might be causing some itching with the paws. And then, of course, dry them off really well with a microfiber cloth. And Northness says, what are the best oils for environmental allergies so that we don't have to give Apoquel? Okay, so lots of things go into itching and allergies. If you really, really want to know, I would really encourage you guys to join the membership. I did a full webinar just on allergies. And it is a very complicated inflammatory process. And so you do need to address all the things that we talked about for Cheryl, all of those things. And you absolutely can get them off meds. Lots of our members have been able to do that by just being a little bit stringent and changing up the diet and supporting the gut health and all of those things. So lots of things go into that. Environmental allergies, you do need to wipe them off when they come inside to get rid of any pollen or particles from the grass and things like that can exacerbate their environmental allergies. And Tanner says, what salves and oils can I use for my horse's sweet itch? So same thing, that's an allergic response to fly bites typically, and just the summer heat. So same thing. Lavender, Roman chamomile. You can use yarrow palm with horses. You can use tea tree with horses. You don't use tea tree with dogs or cats, but you can with horses. I like to use frankincense, copaiba. You can use all of those topically. You can make an all-natural healing salve. You can use the skin rejuvenating spray that you can find over on my website over at essentialoilvet.com/recipes. That's a free and public recipe that you guys can access to soothe your animal's skin. Carrie Custer says, any ideas for my breeder release hunger pains? She's 5 years old, a Cavachon, at 24 pounds. The vets say she's at a good weight, but no more. We feed twice a day with a small snack midday usually. She walks 3 times a day, and she's always hungry. Now, some dogs are extremely food motivated. That doesn't mean they're necessarily hungry. That just means that they really, really like food. And I also really, really like food. But the only way to stop that is you can actually do smaller meals more frequently, but make sure the total amount is not doesn't exceed the caloric intake for that is needed for that particular animal. They need a little bit less as they start to get older. They need less calories. So making sure that you keep her very active, that's really great. But if she is really hungry, I would actually try your calming oils. So Roman chamomile is actually really good for the digestive system, and it's also very calming, so she might not beg quite as much. So that would be what I would recommend. We have some great digestive support oils as well. Digest and Touch or the Kids Tamer Blend are totally fine to use as is. They're already diluted, and you can just rub that right on the belly. Okay, Alsabe says, we have a young cat and dog we suspect have worms, and both of them, second time in less than 6 months. Would something like sweet and wormwood work for them? Are you familiar with that? Anything else? So wormwood is typically not recommended for dogs or cats. It can be toxic in high doses, and so as far as natural deworming, there are some things that are out there. We do have a full parasites webinar over in the membership. I would encourage you to join and go watch that. Land of Havila Farms has a really good parasite formula, which is an herbal animal dewormer, if you want to try that one. Jess and Janet Garrison, what can we use for our 65-pound dog who is coughing? So I would actually recommend an On Guard Plus soft gel 2 to 3 times a day, and diffusing respiratory support oils like Breathe, Air X, cardamom, rosemary, even eucalyptus in small amounts for a big dog like that is going to be really beneficial and to really support that respiratory tract. All right, you guys. Jennifer says the membership is amazing. Tina, what do you use for hot spots? I use that skin rejuvenating spray that Carol just posted the link for. Thank you so much, Carol. And Jess and Jana, I just answered your question. So good. Same thing for the cow that needs respiratory support, Nikki. Those same things that I just recommended for the dog, you can also use with the cow. So hopefully that answers everybody's question. I hope you enjoyed today's session. I'm super excited to share with you guys some upcoming things. Of course, we have our essential oils, or how to become an animal essential oil expert webinar tomorrow at 5 p.m. Central. It is totally free for everyone. You do not have to be a member to join that one, but be sure you register over at essentialoilvet.com/expert. And on Wednesday, if you are in the membership, we're going to do a first aid and wound care webinar. We're going to be talking about inflammation. I have some great cases to show you guys that are super fun and super gross. Just a heads up on that one. And you will really like that, but that is only for members. So if you're not an Essential Oil Vet member yet, then head over to essentialoilvet.com/members before Wednesday at 1 p.m. So all of you in Europe and Africa will really like that one because it is a good time of day for you guys to be able to watch that. So I hope to see you guys in there. And on Wednesday at 1 p.m. we'll be covering that. And tomorrow at 5 p.m. the How to Become an Animal Essential Oils Expert webinar, open and free to everyone, but you do need to register to get the Zoom link for that one. So I'll see you guys then. Bye, everybody.